Heads Up with myself and Ishan today. We'll kick off with a kind of political currency situation. Obviously, since our last video, we've had the results of the US elections, and it was a Donald Trump victory.
Quite a surprising victory and a surprise reaction as well, actually, because it's been a bit of strength to the dollar. I guess there's two ways to look at it. There's kind of like a hard Trump and a soft Trump. The hard Trump is probably more of an isolationist, protectionist, kind of anti-immigration Trump who has already kind of waged a trade war against China and Mexico.
Instantly.
So that could kind of be dollar negative if he goes down that line. But then there's also this other side of Trump where it's like low taxes, increased infrastructure spending.
That's a big one.
More borrowing, relaxed regulations on energy and finance, which could all be quite positive for the dollar. So the markets are kind of leaning towards that side of Trump, aren't they?
Yeah, because it sounds a speculation on Monday and Tuesday before the election that if he was elected, if the results did come in and it was a Trump victory, then we see the dollar kind of drop off. But
Plummet,
it didn't really happen. It wasn't like a Brexit scenario where suddenly it dropped off 20 cents. And
I mean, even I think it was Barclays that predicted a 10% drop within 12 to 18 months. And I guess there is two sides of this. Is the short term, where he's obviously going to increase spending. He's already mentioned infrastructure in his winning speech, but then he's also talked about defense and. I think that side of things could really progress America in the short term. But then that longer term vision kind of seems to be misplaced, and there is already talk about the borrowing and the debt being 105% of GDP by 2026.
Right, so you're talking trillions.
So you're talking about debt. Recession territory there.
Right,
so that longer term vision is kind of still unknown, I guess.
And of course, the good thing for sterling at least is Clinton and Obama were quite focused on the fact that if Britain did trigger Article 50 and left, then any kind of future trade deals were at the back of the queue. Trump, on the other hand, is come on, Britain, let's do business. Which
I mean, we're at the front, at the front of a queue that might not move if he's anti-free trade. But it's still at the front of the queue, so that's quite a positive move for GBP, and that kind of strengthened on the back of that, didn't it? I think it was the big winner in all the currencies globally from the Trump victory.
Yeah, and certainly Euro's not showing much strength at the moment.
No, a lot of Euroscepticism growing and populationalism. I think
a lot of nationalist kind of parties getting a lot of power in their respective countries. You see that?
Yeah, exactly. And
France and Italy seems to be kind of pushing towards.
I mean, we've got the Italian referendum in December, which is quite a notable event. I guess even if these right-wing parties don't win, the fact that the rhetoric is probably going to be dominated by anti-immigration and anti-globalization for the next 12 to 18 months, it's probably not a good sign for Europe, seeing that there's so many political events, falling in place in Europe.
And it seems the trend definitely seems to be towards isolationism, nationalism, kind of look after yourself and everyone else, kind of feeling, which is probably not going to be great for the euro.
Just where do you put your money? I guess everyone's kind of panicking, and that's partly again why the dollar's strengthened a little bit. It is a safe haven. But obviously there's a lot of subjectivity to that as well now. I guess.
Of course. Then our main dealings, of course, in dry fruit and nuts, seeds. And we'll talk you through a few of those. So do you want to kick us off with Brazil's? What we've seen in Brazil's?
Brazil's is pretty steady, it's pretty stable now. It's very hard to get decent supply at the moment, and it's also very hard to get decent demand. So I think it's just kind of ticking over. Everyone's kind of got an eye on new crop, but that's so far away now that it's kind of a total gamble on price. So I think it's just ticking over, quite stable, and no rush really there, I guess.
Kind of a similar situation to almonds, I think, because the shipment figure last week is up again 45% compared to October last year, the shipment figures. But that doesn't really send prices kind of shooting up. I think demand at the moment is just not there for that to kind of click into gear. We could see something maybe December, January sort of time. With kind of manufacturers come to market to buy for sort of second quarter of next year. Could see things really click into gear. I think there's also chat about 48% of the crop being sold as well already. So
if you look at that, it seems like well sold and well bought for 2017, doesn't it? So who blinks first, maybe?
Exactly, I think that's what we're seeing.
What about on the cashews?
Cashews, I think the same kind of situation. We're seeing quite a stable price on cashews at the moment. obviously still record highs for cashew, but it seems to be supply and demand are both kind of reduced at the same kind of level, so it's remaining kind of a stable price there on cashew. One that is moving up, I think, is the sunflower seed.
Of course, yeah.
There seems to be higher pricing for sunflower oil at the moment, which is pushing up the price of the raw material, which is of course sunflower seed.
What about pumpkin?
Pumpkin, we're looking at a stable price of pumpkin at the moment. We think it's probably about as low as it's going to go for pumpkin.
Okay, so that could be
it's one to buy. Yeah, I think so. Especially in light of what seems to be slightly better GBP for US dollar. Now's probably as good a time as any to dip in and take some cover on sunflower.
Absolutely.
On pumpkin rather.
Alex also wanted us to mention the green raisins, didn't he?
Yes, green raisins. That's something that we reckon we found a good supplier for next season. So if you have any inquiries for green raisins, if you're looking at booking on any volume for next year, do give us a call. Happy to chat it through with you and go into further detail with it.
Yeah. The other one to mention maybe is pine nuts as well. Kind of see a very low point for the Siberian crop, which is in good supply at the moment.
Right.
And it's kind of got to a price now where a lot of the yearly buyers are thinking about buying, and once one jumps in or two or three, then it will shoot right up because it is a very historically low price at the moment.
Right. Okay. Well, that's quite a lot of food for thought there. So give us a call if there is anything you're looking at. I'll be happy to help. Cheers.
Thank you.